about. And she's a gymnast for UCLA and has a knack for making her routines absolutely perfect. Like a 10 out of 10. I'm just imagining myself trying to do some of the tricks that she does, and it'd probably break my head. But one of the things that I could never imagine doing in gymnastics is the balance beam. Now, I know you'll find this hard to believe, but I'm not a champion gymnast. Sorry to have let you down this morning. So I had to look up some background on the balance beam. These rules are pretty strict. All of the routines, all the jumps, all of the time limit they have, it all happens while standing on a beam that's 3.9 inches wide. It's less than 4 inches. And that people even attempt to do this, it's remarkable. That people do it, though, with poise and with grace. That's absolutely amazing. I think it gives us an interesting context to today's gospel. Jesus advises his followers to be saved by entering through this narrow gate. Considered another way, it's not that much unlike gymnastics. Our life as Christians is a little like a performance on the balance beam. It calls for dedication, it calls for practice and focus. And it only succeeds with a generous amount of grace. Grace which comes to us from the sacraments. Grace which enables us. Grace which makes the difficult doable. It makes the impossible possible. And grace which helps us, like gymnastics, to take flight. And we're reminded at the beginning of this gospel just what Jesus is thinking about, what's on his mind. And it's something that we've been hearing about again and again these past few weeks in the Gospel of St. Luke. Jesus is headed towards Jerusalem to suffer and to die. And these lessons, these weeks, they've been especially powerful and surprising. And Jesus almost has an urgency that says, listen, this is your last chance to tell you this. And he has told us to be good Samaritans, to gird our loins and to light our lamps, and to be ready for a world set on fire. And this Sunday he's telling us to walk the narrow path, to choose the more difficult way as a means for salvation. And that way, of course, is Christ. He is the way, the truth, and the life. He is our narrow gate. He is our balance beam. And the question we need to ask is, how do we stay on balance? And this all goes back to what I mentioned earlier, to grace. And that grace that we have received in baptism made each of us a child of God. That was just the beginning of our grace. And the grace of confession, of reconciliation, it reaffirms and renews us on those times when we do fall off of our beam, when we slip and stumble and sin. And it gives us the courage to get back on again and to begin again. The grace of the Eucharist, it nourishes us and strengthens us. And it makes possible for everything that we do as Christians. Grace. It makes everything possible for us. It helps us to make leaps of faith. And as they say in gymnastics, it helps to stick the landing. Every gymnast will tell you that the balance beam demands time, practice, and sacrifice. The narrow gate, the narrow beam, it asks more. The narrow way of the Christian life, it calls us to stand straighter, to try harder. And with this gospel before us, this Sunday, it's a good time to take stock of our own life. Do I make prayer a priority for myself? Do I listen to the voice of God? Do I trust in God's will? Do I care for those who are forgotten, neglected, abused, or even marginalized? Do I strive day after day to be a holy person? When people would ask Mother Teresa for some words of wisdom, she would take their hand and remind them that the gospel was with them in their very palm, on their fingers. Do we remember that the gospel is in our hand? Do we live that? That is how we enter into the narrow gate, the gate that is Jesus Christ. And this, strengthened by the graces we receive in the sacraments, this is how we stay on that 3.9-inch wide beam of Christian take leaps of faith with courage and with poise, so that we can do what every gymnast hopes